All right, folks, we welcome you into our breaking winter weather coverage here on our family of stations on WOPC, WNKX, and across Access Tennessee. My name is Will Nunley. I am with you in our Pineview studios in Perry County, where we are, like you in many cases, in backup mode, in emergency mode. So what I want to ask you to do is kind of what we're all having in the moment, and that is bear with us. There may be times when I'm getting some new information, and so the stream may be silent. We are also on backup Wi-Fi and communications, so there may be times that our satellite dips. It's going to happen. We're in the middle of an ice storm that is still going on, so I do ask for your patience, but we're going to get through this together. It's my job, of course, to relay information that's coming in from our emergency services, and we do have those direct lines open right now to not only our emergency managers, but community leaders across the area that are going to be sending us information that we need to relay to you. And I also welcome your questions, so if you do have questions about what's happening in your community, we'll go over the very latest as we get that information. I'm not going to tell you things that I don't know, and I don't have any specifics on power outages, but let me give you a little bit of an understanding of where we are with things right now. Let's first cut to this picture of downtown Linden, because this is a camera that may not be working for much longer. But as we've been looking out, especially from this viewpoint, we can see flashes of green every now and then, and that is happening, of course, when a transformer gives way. So we've seen a lot of that happening here in the distance of those transformers starting to kind of give out. Okay, so that's what you're going to be experiencing. The complicating factor, here we are at 7 o'clock in the morning, is that this ice storm is still continuing. We still have rain falling, and that's not rain that is a sign of melting. I've had some people ask that question, hey, it sounds like this rain's rolling off my roof. Does this mean that it's melting? It does not. It's just simply the rain that is falling that is going to continue to accumulate. And no doubt you've looked out the window this morning and you have seen a beautiful sight. You know, the trees look amazing, but you can see how heavy they are. And now we have too many power outages to count. We have too many blocked roads to count. I'm going to take this directly from one of our deputies who's out on the roads that basically says, hey, roads are impassable. There is no, can I get through here, can I get through there? The answer is no, generally. And right now, our crews, a lot of the emergency crews are so overwhelmed that if you were to get stuck, folks, it may be a minute before they're able to get to you, all right? We are also in direct communication, of course, with our friends at the Lewis County Herald, one of our digital partners, and Amanda's letting me know that trees are blocking Centerville Highway. Several trees have fallen on homes, and electricity is out in Buffalo and other places. And absolutely, that's something that we are also hearing about constantly. You'll probably hear, we have radios here in the studio. We have a couple of different ways that we're communicating. Not only do we have access to, police scanners, that's nothing new, people have that, but we also have another digital network that we're able to talk to storm spotters and things like that in our area, so you may hear them relay some of that information in real time to us. And so it may get noisy in here at points, but we've got the whole team here literally huddled in one room at the moment, including my 3 dogs. And like you, this is we're just making do, okay? If you are watching right now on your cell phone, and that's the only thing you've got in your house right now, I will try to keep this quick. So what I want to do is give you a quick update. That way you don't have to stream for hours on end because you need to save that cell phone battery. I can't tell you right now, and nobody really can, for those of you, especially in the rural areas that are without power, we don't have a determination right now when those restorations will happen. We were talking earlier, of course, with MLEC, which is the main provider here for Perry and surrounding counties. And they said when we have outages like this, they go immediately to the substations. That's point one, make sure that the lines coming into the substations are working. Then from there, they get to the towns, the major lines, right? So it's a build out from the substations. Right now, it looks like some of those substations are still on. And the reason I can tell you that is because our camera's working. And so if you can see, look there on your screen, we do have some power on for downtown Linden. I don't think that is the case for Lobelville. You guys are welcome to leave me a comment in the chat and I will do my best to, if you want to give me some reports. I know that most of you watching right now are without a power, so we could just assume that. Hey, let me take you here to Savannah, Tennessee. This is courtesy of Hardin County 911, one of our partners there with this camera. You can see it's a little frozen over, but that's the view. Look at that icy view. All of that is an icy, frozen mess, and it's just going to stay that way for a little while. Let's take you ground level here in Linden. So a little bit of treatment on the roads, it's helping. Again, we're only able to bring you this picture because we do have power, but expect this camera probably to trail off. As a matter of fact, we had let me try to reset this for you, because nope, looks like it's gone. Looks like it is gone. So what we had a camera shot from our Centerville tower, our WNKX tower. It is now gone. By gone, I mean just offline, power's out. So let me take you back up here, folks, because this is going to be basically one of the widest views that you're going to be able to go. So Sarah's saying, yeah, once you start to get behind Video Corner and Main Street in Linden, the power goes away. And that's the story, because the saving grace really for Linden right now is the fact that so many, you may remember years ago when they did the updates downtown, that they were able to bury some of the power lines. And so that's protecting some of the businesses, and it's very close to a substation. So that's why they're able to kind of keep power on there right now. So of course I'll get you to these two shots, and we may be going back and forth to this. You know, I basically consider that what we're doing right now and for the next few minutes is some pretty serious stuff. We have to talk about just how widespread this issue is, and we have reports that mirror ours in every county in every direction. So this is not isolated to Perry County. This is not isolated to Lewis or Hickman, but something else that we could pass along right now. Some of you, especially in Perry County, may be relying on deputies from time to time to help get you to businesses that need to be open. They are not able to provide those rides at this time. They wanted that to be known right now, because they are dealing with a situation where we have trees on houses. And so they're having to go by and make sure that the folks are okay. Even here at our studios, when we talk about the damage, what falls first, what's collapsing first, and the weight of some of this ice, we have awnings on either side of our building here. Both of them have collapsed. One of them on our vehicles, the other on some of our generators in the back, but we're all right. But that is a scenario that just things are collapsing under the weight of the ice. So when we have calls for service, you can imagine that the deputies want to make sure that they're prioritizing anybody that may have a tree on a home, may face injury. And also we have a lot of scenarios where we have these flashes in the distance where these transformers are starting to go. Let's go back here to our regional, our wider view of downtown Linden and Perry County. So we have numerous reports of these transformers exploding. And folks, I want to also mention the complication with that, because not only are the linemen now trying to go and restore the power lines in a lot of these cases, and they're going to be rebuilding a lot of them, but now they have to get into replacing transformers. So there are going to be a lot of hours of work ahead of them for these rural areas. So again, if you're just joining us, my name is Will Nunley. We're broadcasting from our WOPC, WNKX studios, keeping you updated, getting some information in here from emergency crews. From time to time, I'm going to take a break because I need to review everything that's coming in, double check our facts, make sure that we're accurate, but anything that we get in that is urgent for you to know, and I get it from a trusted source, I'm going to relay it to you. It's not our job to be a gatekeeper. It's our job to monitor what you can hear in the background, verify that information, and if it's of urgent need for you to know it, we're going to let you know it. In the meantime, be safe right now for those of you who are dealing without power, which is a majority of us, including us, is make sure that you are very careful with those generators. If you have them tied into your home, make sure that your main breakers are off, because you want to prevent backfeeding into the lines, because if they are able to get your power and the generator meet, it could kill somebody. It could kill a lineman. It could injure you and your home. It could cause the generator to explode. So those are very serious things, and those things happen every time we face a situation like this. So I want you to think about that, number one. How do you have your generator plugged in, and have you had the chance to go over and pull your mains yet? If not, go ahead and do so. Second thing I want you to think about is how close that generator is to where you are. So our generators are outside. Please put them outside. If you have them in the garage, make sure the garage door's open. Let them vent, let them breathe, because we don't want anybody having that those carbon monoxide issues that come along with these generators. So we'll get through this just a little bit. So, yep, Hardin, Wayne counties. Jessica saying Hardin and Wayne counties are down also, very rural with many trees down. Absolutely. So, you know, that's it's just gonna take time to go back down a lot of these roads, Jessica, of course, as you know. They start with the population centers first, and then start to kind of move their ways back. And that's what we're going to be dealing with. But the headline that you can see on your screen is the best way we can sum it up right now in those two simple lines. Thousands without electricity and roads impassable for Perry and nearby counties. And I know a lot of you are wanting some detailed information down to your street. That's not something that, that we're able to provide right now. So what we're going to do is hang out together. We're going to talk back and forth. We're going to hop on here from time to time and check in with all of you and make sure that we can also help relay information. So what we want you to do, though, is, of course, we don't need to be the main conduit for that. We need you, if it is truly an emergency, then use your 911 systems. But if it is not truly an emergency and you're just wanting to pass something along, maybe wait, maybe post it to social media, maybe call the non-emergency numbers. But I'll tell you, because we've been here monitoring them, we've been also communicating with them, is our dispatchers are overwhelmed right now. And there's only so much that they can take in. And again, they're trying to prioritize things that are important calls, medical calls, people needing help, people maybe facing fires. Because a lot of times, if a tree limb falls on one of these wires and they're still somewhat active, you have a fire situation. We've seen that a couple of times already this morning, where limbs are falling on power lines, the power line's still kind of active, it catches the tree on fire. So they have to think about, how do we respond to that in the middle of an ice storm? And again, I'm not trying to sound too much like a parrot here, but if you've got family members that are just itching to get out, yes, it's America, and yes, you can do whatever you want. I know. But the problem is, if you end up in a ditch and you're just out sightseeing, there isn't anybody to help you right now. The emergency services have to prioritize some very serious calls. Now, one thing, if you are itching to get out of the house and you look out the front door and you have a tree down on your road and you think you can tackle that, you want something to do, I'm sure the emergency workers would be very grateful if you could take a moment and help to start to clear some of those tree limbs, because the first responders still have to navigate, still have to try to get to you. And I think that's going to be one of the biggest complications we're going to see over the next couple of hours is, yeah, the linemen want to get out there. They're already out. They want to get out there to where you are, but the complication they're going to run into is having to clear all these trees. And there are some big trees down, folks. And we're not just talking back roads with this, by the way. We're talking major highways, or major thoroughfares through places like Lewis, because Amanda was just checking in from the Herald letting us know that Highway 100, numerous trees down. We have the same reports on all of our highways here in Perry County as well. Teresa saying home walled, no power, and trees down everywhere. Absolutely. And so that's going to be our biggest challenge in these hours ahead. The good news is the power went out early in the morning. Most of us have only been out now for just a couple of hours, so our houses probably still have a little bit of heat. Try to limit your trips in and out of the building. That way you can keep your house nice and warm. And at least now we have some daylight we can see. So, you know, when all this started for us, of course, we had to light some candles and some flashlights to make our way around. But because of the Perry County Sheriff's Office and the County of Perry, we are set with a generator and some communications and to do exactly what we're doing right now, which is hang out with you and talk with you through this storm, okay? We welcome your neighborhood level reports. What I'm specifically looking for is if you have been outside, maybe you've walked to the mailbox and you've looked down your road and you say, okay, I'm on Bethel Road and I can see trees down already, you're not going to get through. That may be some helpful information that I'll relay to folks, because especially if you're along a major highway, let me know specifically where some of those trees are down. I'll repeat that, and it'll let folks know and kind of really paint a picture of just how many of these roads are blocked at this hour because of our trees down. And also, we welcome any of our local emergency managers and emergency crews if they want to relay information, photos to us, anything like that, that we will be happy to relay that for you. Again, bear with me. I'm going to sound like I'm distant from time to time because what I'm doing is reviewing about 6 different screens of information to make sure that what we're telling you is accurate. When you look at this screen right here and you look and you think, well, Will, what are you talking about? I see power on. I see Highway 412 looks pretty good. I could drive down that road. What are you talking about? This is not representative of what all of us are going through. This is just because we still have power in downtown Linden, and I can go to this picture and you don't have to stare at my face the whole time. Okay, don't think that this is how the rest of us are really doing out here, because the power lines, as we mentioned earlier, in downtown Linden, many of them are underground, so they've been able to be spared through this. I can imagine that if the hotel's not already full, it's going to be full here before too long. But once you start to leave this immediate downtown area, and you're going to see, hope that power wasn't a flash there, you don't have electricity anymore. And I'll watch this screen. I'm going to leave this up for just a little while because we may still see a transformer or 2 flash in the distance. And we'll probably, I think I could even move this camera around. Hang on with me, folks. We're going to try something here on the air. And see if I can't move these cameras around just a little bit and give you a little bit more of a look around town. So let me find that camera for us here real fast. And sorry, folks, I know it sounds like amateur hour around here, but we're just going to do this together and hang out and find a way for it to all work. So let's see if we can spin this camera around just a little bit. It may not. It may be frozen, folks, and this is probably the best shot I'm going to get. Yep. It does not like that at all, so I'm not going to push it. We're going to keep that image as it is because trying to move that camera around, the gears did not like that. And this is why when you look at this camera here out of Savannah, we can barely even get a picture out of it as the ice is covering that screen. Here's ground level, downtown Linden, and you can see that the streets, at least the highway, boy, I'll tell you, our state highway crews, when I say they've been working around the clock, they truly have. There's one of our deputies driving by right now to go inspect the area. But when I say that they have been working around the clock, our studios are right here next to Highway 438, and we've heard them throughout the night, not only treating the roads, but also just coming through and continuing to salt them. Just checking on some folks here. This is part of the bear with me, because I'm getting information and I want to make sure that we're talking to everybody. And I do appreciate all the reports. I just want to look them over and have time to look over things. All right, so I'm hearing here from Mr. Tackett that trees are coming down like dominoes near the Walmart in Hohenwald, I bet. And of course, these heavier trees, well, I shouldn't say heavier. What am I looking for here? Your evergreens, your cedar trees, things like that, those are going to be gnarly. They're going to come down pretty fast. They weigh a lot when you have all this ice. So some of the trees that we're dealing with that may not have leaves right now stand maybe a better chance if they're in good shape. But when you start to bring in those pine trees, boy, it's going to be a mess. With trees like that still have the needles and leaves because they are going to they're going to collapse pretty quickly. So if you do have some information from your street level that you want to pass along, we welcome your comments. Otherwise, I would say get a cup of coffee, but there isn't much of a way for any of us to have a cup of coffee. If you do have electricity and you want to watch this a different way, we do have the Access Tennessee app on Roku right now, so you can download that and just hit the Severe View live weather coverage, and you can watch this on a larger screen and not have to tie up your batteries. Let me tell you what, folks, if you've been streaming along with me for about 15 minutes, let me tell you, you know what I know. No matter what county you're listening to us right now or viewing this stream, that's why I said I didn't want to take up too much of your time. I wanted to make sure that that I'm relaying everything that I know, and that's exactly what's happened here. Is we know that the power outages right now are widespread. We do know that our emergency crews are working to prioritize those calls right now with limited resources in our communities, and make sure that everyone is okay and safe first, and make sure that things like the hospitals, the nursing homes, those centers are being given attention and being taken out. I'm sorry, I'm talking to a sheriff right now. All right. Everything's okay. Again, just getting information. We're talking about shelters because something that we have to consider, and this is why we even opened ours initially here at this studio building, is that if we're looking at a prolonged power outage event, the second round, I think, of urgency that we have in this situation is the very cold temperatures that are coming tonight, Monday night. I think our sheriff, Nick Weems, is going to call us here. I'm sorry, folks. Again, the priorities of making sure that the vulnerable right now are being taken care of, and that we have all the resources available out there to help them. So we were chatting back and forth. I'm going to go ahead and bring him in here. Sheriff Nick Weems.
Yes.
I know a lot of people want to hear from you right now, so you're live on our streams this morning. Folks are waking up to a much different sight than we did this time yesterday. It was a pretty snow, now it's angry ice. Tell us what your deputies are doing right now and what you want folks to know at this hour.
My deputies are stationary, but they're available to answer emergency 911 calls. I told them not to be out trying to patrol in these conditions because we got to keep our vehicles in working order to respond to emergencies. There's reports of power out all over the county, in various locations, but the road conditions are extreme, and I would advise no one try to travel in this condition.
And that temptation is, you see some of the major highways that may be treated, may look good. The problem is, if you slide down into a ditch, it's going to be very difficult for your folks to reach them right now because you're trying to make sure basic safety and emergencies are handled.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, just because it may look good doesn't mean it is.
I want to talk about the hours ahead. I think for some of our hills and hollers and some of our more remote areas of the county, we could be looking at prolonged power outages. We're also moving into a situation tonight where things are going to get very cold. And these hours ahead, what are you thinking about? What do you feel like the county is thinking about? And what do you want folks to know when it comes, to preparing their homes, staying inside, checking on each other? Kind of give us your sense of the hours ahead and what you're going to be looking for and the questions you're going to be asking.
Well, my main concern is these temperatures dropping and people's power's out. Those that didn't prepare and get backup generators or some type of other heat source is they're fixing to be very, very cold. The good thing is we do have some locations strategically in the county for somebody if they can get there. I would advise to go ahead and try to do that because these temperatures are going to keep dropping. If they can't, and we're not going to let anybody freeze to death, we're going to try our best to come and evacuate you and get you to one of those locations. And you can talk about where those are at if you want to.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll go over those locations here in just a minute. But Sheriff, I think also we want to send a quick note that for your friends at 911, since they are very busy at this hour, that we want folks to only use the emergency lines in a true emergency. Don't call about road conditions. That's what we're here to do. Don't call about reporting power outages. That's what MLEC is there to handle. So it's important to reiterate what's an emergency and what's not right now.
Correct. Just everybody should know that the road conditions are not good anywhere at this point.
Anything else that I have not asked you, you to pass along right now as we're talking to folks?
I think he's pretty much covered it. Stay safe and try to stay warm.
All right.
And we'll do everything we can to help the people out. Give us a call if you're in a bad situation. For sure, give us a call and we'll try our best to get to you.
All right, Sheriff Nick Weems, thank you. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Check back in with us. All right, Perry County Sheriff Nick Weems giving us an update there, and we do appreciate that. And we welcome any of our additional sheriffs, mayors, anybody that wants to call and give us that type of update. If you've got my phone number, I hope you do, give me a chat, and we'll get that information. So one thing I do want to mention that he was talking about there, the emergency shelters that are open. So we do have in Perry County shelters, and Amanda, if you're watching our stream, let us know what Lewis County has. As well as Sarah, if you can let us know. I know that we do have, by the way, if you want to check WNKXlive.com, we have all the emergency shelters listed for you there, and I'll bring those up and relay them to you. But we already have that resource for you, WNKXlive.com. That will keep you the shelter information for Hickman County. We also have those shelter locations for you on WOPClive.com if you're in Perry County and wanting to know where those are. So we do have shelters available at the E911 building in Perry County. That's on Venture Drive. We do have the Lobelville Public Works building on Main Street, just down from City Hall. Last I know, that is available. And then we do have limited space, but some space available that we have worked to kind of put together for you here at the WOPC studios. So if you are in the Toms Creek, Pineview, that area, and you do not have a secondary heat source, we will do our best to house you here in our auditorium. We do have some space for that, and we have worked with the county before this over the past couple of days to get this ready for just such an event. We don't have any way to really, we don't have any type of bedding situation, so we don't have cots here. So if you are going to try to get to one of these shelters, and really I don't think any of our shelters really have a great cot situation. So if you're trying to get there for warmth, to get some food, to be safe, that need will be met. But if you want to be super comfortable, that's when you're going to have to bring your own supplies a little bit. So if you are going to try to get a family member or someone to bring you to one of our community shelters at this time, make sure that you do have some snacks with you. Get a backpack, get a tote bag, get something with some snacks, maybe a bottle or two of water, and then come on down to one of these shelter locations. If you can pack some blankets, a quilt, a pillow, anything that you're able to kind of carry, if it's not too much of a burden. I know that you have a lot on your mind as you're trying to possibly think about this. But once you get to one of these locations, it's not going to be the Hilton. It's far from it. We're all sleeping in, look at it on the studio, we've been sleeping in chairs here in the studio. It's just, different times call for drastic measures, right? So do think about that. If you are going to go to one of the shelter locations, I don't think any of our shelters really have cots and things like that. So we want to keep you comfortable, but make sure you go and pack that. Just had the curtain pulled back here looking out the studio window, and it's still raining. We've been dealing with this all night, and this rain is just, the fact that it's still accumulating for parts of our coverage area is just very, very sad to see, because that's just more problems. That's more weight. That's more complications. We are still in this for a while. I'll pull up radar here shortly and go through that as best I can and kind of show you exactly what the radar picture looks like here for a lot of us. But right now, I think the focus is, of course, just getting out some of this important information and making sure that we know this. I was talking earlier about the GRMS system that we use. That's a radio system that we can use to talk to some folks. And the manager of that is letting us know that the communications are up and running. So there are some frequencies, if you want to look, that they know. But that communications line is still up and going for that tower in Bath Springs. I'm going to see if I can get our camera to work there a little bit later, but again, I want to be able to, paint a picture of how some of this is looking for some folks. But yeah, we're having trouble talking to most of it looks like our Centerville tower, where we had a nice camera earlier. We have generator power there, but I think that that generator may have run out of fuel. That happens. So John's saying, I live in a camper and I don't have any other power. So John, first of all, I hate to hear that. But what I would advise you, if I were to give you some neighbor-to-neighbor advice in a situation like this, is be thinking about, depending on what county you're in, finding a way to get to a shelter. And at least you're going to be with people. You're going to be with some heat sources and some resources. Because in every county, they know where these emergency shelters are located. They all have some type of generator power. You know, the coordination is happening there. So if you can start thinking right now, this is the great time to try to think through those logistics because we have daylight. So maybe see if a neighbor has an ATV that can get you a certain way. Maybe call the non-emergency number to your local dispatch to see if there is any type of way for people to get you to a shelter. If you start to get in a situation where you feel like you don't have any additional heat source and that you are in danger, then you need to go ahead and make those calls. And we'll try to get you to one of these emergency shelters so that way you are around folks and some food supplies, and they will do their best to make sure that you're taken care of. Again, because the emergency planners in all of this do know where these shelters are, and they're going to be making sure that they get food supplies, fuel supplies. I'm very grateful for our Pineview community, my neighbors out here, because they have made sure that this, what we're trying to do out here at our studios with our ragtag team out here, that we do have food. We have some food on hand. Again, this is, it's not the Ponderosa buffet. I'm dating myself there, right? A little old. Anybody remember Ponderosa? But we do have some non-perishables on hand to take care of you. It would help us, and no matter what shelter you try to seek, even if it's, you know, Aunt Betty's house down the street, if you got some food to bring some food with you. Bring some canned food, bring some non-perishable snacks, just because that helps to kind of take the burden off of the shelters that have limited resources. So that's where we are right now. We're coming up on the top. We've already passed by the top of the hour. Nope, coming up to the top of the hour now. We've been streaming here with you for a little while. My name is Will Nunley, joining you on Generator Power from our studios in Perry County, where we're serving our audiences across the Access Tennessee Network and Severe View, including your local radio stations, WOPC, WMAK in Decatur County, WNKX in Centerville, and the Lewis County Herald, as well as our digital affiliates and friends along the way. We are in the heart of this ice storm, what I would consider kind of an emergency at this point, right? Because we are in the area that, if you remember for the past couple of days, when we've been pulling up a lot of the weather data and saying, look at this ice storm warning, look at how Lewis and Perry and Wayne and Hickman, how we're kind of in this zone that just keeps getting highlighted with these darker, scary colors. This is the result of that. This is exactly what they were talking about, is that they were worried that that changeover line was going to happen around between Shelbyville, Chattanooga, Murfreesboro. They were going to have a mix of the rain and the freezing rain. And then by the time it, for some reason, this is where the cold air hits. And then by the time that line hit our area, that's when it was going to rain but freeze on contact. And so even though the warm air has allowed the rain to fall, we're still at, I think the last time I looked, folks, at like 22 degrees. That's where we are were for a portion of the night. And so even though you're hearing the rain, so we're at 32 right now. Whoa, okay. Maybe it can back off then if we're kind of teetering on that freezing line, but we're at 32. And again, that's going to differ wildly from where you're watching us right now, because it could definitely be colder where you are. But that's the issue, is that this is freezing on contact, and a lot of the damage is done. We talk about, even though we're at 32 right now, and we say, okay, is that a sign that we're going to get a little bit of relief? Possibly. It's going to possibly help what's currently falling, but that's not going to help what's already fallen and the damage that's been done, and the lines that are down, the trees that are down. So we have some very long hours ahead for our power crews, for our linemen, as they start to work on all of that. Here at the top of the hour, give me just a moment. Let me review some of what we know, and I'm going to review some information here that is coming into me. Just assume your church is not meeting today, folks. And I think at this point, I'll end up leading us in prayer before this is all over this morning, as we work to do all of this. I'm glad that we're still in the air. I'm very grateful to the county and to our sheriff's department for helping us coordinate resources, because this is exactly what we wanted to be able to do is stay on the air with you. So we do have some resources here for a while. Dennis saying, "Yep, Lobelville is in the quiet." We've been, I think, Dennis, you've been out now for probably about 2 hours, if not a little bit more. In town, Amanda saying all of our crossing apartments are out in Linden. And so I think that you're going to be seeing a lot of this. What you see on your screen, it may be easier to tell you, that's one of the only places that has power, and that's downtown Linden. And that's going to be very limited to the square because they have underground utilities. So that's a way that they are able to stay afloat right now. All right, so I welcome your questions. I will do my best to answer them. If they are forecast related, I can only kind of tell you what the National Weather Service is telling me, but I'm happy to pass along any of that information that I can. So, seeing that one of my neighbors, Denise, just heard a loud boom on Short Creek, and Denise, I'm willing to bet $5 that that's going to be a transformer that has gone ahead and let go in that area, and that's going to be something again that is going to be difficult for these linemen and these power crews, is not only dealing with the lines down, the trees, managing all of that, but also those transformers as well. All right, so what I'm going to do, folks, is this is one of those times where instead of rambling and having these big dramatic gaps in my talking, I need about 5 minutes here to kind of get some information and go through things. So what I want to do is get a chance to review some information coming into me from some of our emergency friends, and then I'm going to hop back on with you. I'm not going anywhere. The stream is not going anywhere. As long as we have power, we're going to be right here with you. This is what local broadcasters do. This is our job, and we're going to be here with you as long as it takes, okay? So stay with us. Much more ahead. All right, friends, we're back. I think my grocery store music is a little bit too happy there for this occasion. I don't think that's something I'd be checking out. The deals on aisle 5, it sounds like, with that music. Thanks for streaming along with us here. My name is Will Donnelly. We're coming to you from our radio studios here in Pine View, multimedia studios. We have Severe View Weather, Access Tennessee, and our local radio stations of WOPC, WMAK in Decatur County, and WNKX in Centerville, along with our digital partners at places like the Lewis County Herald. So that's who we are. That's why we're talking to you and where we're coming from, just so you know, okay? Like many of you, we are on generator power right now. We're in backup mode to talk to you today, to be able to bring you this programming. If you are watching us right now on a cell phone, which is likely the only way that you're watching this, or an iPad, I'm going to keep it really quick. What we'll do, and I think that this may be the way to kind of approach this from here on out, is at the top of the bottom of every hour, I will try to do a 2 to 3 minute recap of the very latest that we know. That way, if you're needing to conserve your battery power at home, which you should be doing, I recommend it. That may be the best way to do that. So I'll write that up. We'll talk about that. And just from here on out through this morning, I will make sure that I come on here as best I can, if I can remember, and kind of give you an update at the top and the bottom of every hour for just a few minutes. That way you can pop on and off, okay? Because I know you have things to be worried about right now. So where do things stand as we look at the overall larger picture right now? This is not isolated. This ice storm is not isolated to Perry County. It's not isolated to Lewis or Hickman. We are talking well up into Nashville, Williamson County, Franklin. There's a big portion of the southwestern to middle portion of our state that is dealing with this right now. I'm looking at reports coming into the National Weather Service, and they're kind of all over the map here in our area, and this is this zone that got the most of this. And that stretches up through Humphreys County, through Dixon, places like this. They're all dealing with this same scenario. And I think, can you pull back the curtain in here in just a second? I think that we may still even be seeing some of this. As I was looking out over, let me pull up our camera while we're talking. It's hard to detect if it is still, I'm not seeing, let's see if we can go ground level here real quick. Because I actually see a car moving through there. Yeah, no, I still feel like I can see it falling on that camera right now. So we still have it falling, and is it still falling here? Yeah, so we still have the freezing rain falling even here at our studios. So that's doing nothing but aggravating the problem. That's doing nothing but bringing more headache our way and weighing down these lines even further. We're down to, even though we have a pretty good network of cameras, we're just down to 3. We're down to the 3 places right now that still, at least the camera site still has power. And you're looking at one of them right there in Savannah, Tennessee. This is a place, when we talked about the early impacts and where we started to see things happening first overnight, Savannah was one of those places. And that's one of the things that we started to see first, were the icing conditions there in Savannah and Hardin County. Okay, I want to talk to you about this real quick. I know that a lot of you waking up right now wanting to know, what information do I need to relay to my family? What do I need to tell? Maybe you've got a cousin, maybe you've got a friend, somebody that is staying in a house right now that does not have a secondary source of heat. Find a way to make a plan, have a discussion with them about if you can get out, if you feel, if there aren't trees down immediately in their driveway, if we feel like there's a way to get them to a designated community shelter. That may be what you need to do. You need to use these hours right now. And I bring that up as a friendly suggestion from me to you, because we don't know how long this is going to last. It is still freezing rain right now, okay? So the problem is still building. After the freezing rain stops, then they're able to really get out and do even more work. They're doing work right now, believe me, but they're working in terrible conditions. Running in the garage, check with them and say, hey, can we hang out tonight? Can we shelter? Can we get the propane heaters going and hang out? You really, really need to be thinking about that right now, because even though we're around 32 degrees and you're saying, well, it's manageable, my house is still a little bit warm from what happened from the heat that we already had in, you may be okay right now. It may be tolerable right now. But right now and today are not what I'm worried about. It's tonight. It's Monday. It is moving into Monday night, where we have temperatures that are going to be absolutely brutal for this area. And I'm going to pull some things up here and give you some specifics as best I can when I'm talking about just how serious this is. So the maximum forecast high for our day, we're at it right now. It's not going to be warmer than 32, 33. And that's not going to be everywhere. We're still going to be dealing with the freezing rain. The ice is not going to miraculously melt off of the trees today. It's not going to happen. Tomorrow's high is going to be 21 with a low of 6 overnight, possibly colder. You need to think about that. That's what I want you to be thinking about right now. So we've woken up. We see the problem. Now what are we going to do? If you have a stubborn relative, oh, I'm fine. I've got my blanket. I don't know the blanket's going to cut it, folks. I just don't. And again, I'm talking about no secondary heating source. So if you're in a place, if you've got a fireplace, you got a stack of wood, back porch, close the doors, you're fine. You at least have a plan B. You're going to be okay. I'm talking about if you're in a home that has only electricity, you have no natural gas heat, you have no wood-burning fireplace, you have no secondary heat source like a propane heater, kerosene heater. That's what I'm talking about. So if you know somebody, one of your family or friends that's in that situation, we need to be prioritizing those folks right now and having discussions with your local emergency manager, having discussions with your neighbors, if you can call in the church, because we got to find ways to get folks like that safely to a designated community shelter. In Perry County, we have 3 that I know of right now. And if you're watching and your church is open and you know something I don't, please comment. Send us a direct message on the WOPC, WNKX, wherever you're watching us. Send us a message and let us know if you know something I don't. But the designated shelters that I'm aware of, number 1 is going to be the E911 building in Perry County. Number 2 is going to be the Public Works building in Lobelville. And number 3, if we need it, and you're out here near us in Pineview, Tom's Creek, this part of the river, this part of Perry County, you can come here. We have the auditorium open. We have a way to heat it. We have a generator going. We have a backup. And we think we can be okay for a little while. We'll do the very best we can. My specialty is radio and TV, not Red Cross, but we're here to do what we can do, okay? So if you're watching us in another county, Lewis County has designated shelters. Hickman County has designated shelters. Get in touch with either the non-emergency dispatch number or your local emergency management office. There's one in every county. And tell them your situation. Say, we've been thinking about this. We've been out of power now for a couple of hours. I have no secondary heating source, and I'm concerned about my safety tonight. That's when the resources kick in, then they're going to try to find you some place to go. And that's what you need to be thinking through. So, we're going to be chatting, excuse me, we're going to be chatting off and on with some of our neighbors, with some of our staff, our team members here, and kind of getting you the latest and just kind of checking in with folks. We want to check in with the voice of the Vikings, our own Jay Henson, who I hope I'm not disturbing his breakfast. Hi, Jay.
Hey, Will, how's it going, man?
All right.
I'm good. I'm actually just got done.
Okay, well, you're live on the air with us. I know that you're held up at the home like most all of us are right now. Tell us where you are, what part of the county you're in, how conditions are, and kind of how you're making it through right now.
Well, we woke up this morning down on Coon Creek, just right before you get to Sanders Auto, and right there before the at 100 and 412 split going to Centerville and Hornwall. We woke up to a little bit of a bang, not the type that I say.
I was about to say
it. And not necessarily that.
Not your famous tagline.
Negative. When I heard that, I thought that didn't sound good. So I woke my wife up, and there was a limb that it came close. It did hit my wife's car, but not enough to be too much of damage. So
she's older now.
Luckily, that was okay. But there was limbs falling left and right. So we called my cousin Jordan Troll, who lives just up the creek, and he was able to get his ATV, or not his ATV, but his off-road vehicle, and get us up to my mother's house up here on the hill, and which there's no trees around, besides, maybe 20, 30 yards away. They're not going to hit us. And so we're up here, but there are a lot of branches falling. Holly Troll talked about Jordan. Her husband went to go duck hunting with a friend, and a tree literally fell in between them. So it's a lot of trees are down, a lot of limbs are down, roads are slick, and it's just definitely about as bad as everybody has been saying for the last week.
So you were in the area that you think you were affected pretty shortly or pretty quickly by one of those transformers exploding.
Well, no, our power has blinked, but never has completely gone off.
Oh, really?
Now,
Okay.
If there has been a transformer blown, I have not heard, but we had our lights have flickered. I think it might have gone off for 5 seconds. It's the longest it went off. But we're one of the lucky ones right now. Luckily, everything's okay. Hopefully, it stays that way, knock on wood. But I know that there are a lot more people in worse conditions. My wife's family, my in-laws are, their house is still without power, and they live going toward Flatwood. So
I hear a party at Jay's house. Is that what's the address?
oh my goodness, no.
But you are
No.
you're a rare commodity right now in the community by still having power. So I'm very glad to hear that for your family.
Definitely. I mean, I'm blessed for it, but I also hate it for the people that don't have it, and the ones that are out and about trying to make, the MLEC workers and the first responders, and I just really appreciate what they're doing, and I just hope everybody stays safe and be able to get through this, and hopefully, I know we got worse things to come, especially with the temperatures going to drop, and hopefully, I know we're not out of the woods yet, but I'm just praying for everybody and hope everybody will get home safe tonight.
Well, thank you, Jay. We'll be checking in with you every now and then, and you know how to reach me. You have an open line, so if you have any information you think is important for us to get out to folks, you just send me a message and let me know, and stay warm. We'll be checking in with you.
All right, man. Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right. Voice of the Vikings, everybody. Our own Jay Henson checking in from his corner of the world, as they are among the lucky ones that have power right now. So very glad to know that. I welcome your questions. If you have any reports that you want to give us from your area of the community, feel free to put those in our chat. I'm going to do our best to look over things as I can from time to time and answer what I can. We are luckily going to be in touch with a lot of our emergency managers, a lot of our our sheriff's departments, things like that, and relay any important information. But the headlines are going to be for right now: stay home. Stay home while they work to deal with this unfolding emergency in our communities, which is the emergency being that the power is still flying to thousands. As soon as you really get out of the core downtown areas, Jay being an anomaly there, that you're going to immediately encounter power outages. You're going to have roads, if they're not a state highway, that are largely untreated. I know our county crews are doing the very best they can, but again, we're all kind of dealing with limited resources here. What I want to do also is kind of let you know, speaking of resources, what may be available, and I want to check on something here that I just saw a second ago. And that had to deal with the hotel, because I've gotten some questions about the hotel. And I think that I may... So right now, the hotel downtown in London does still have power, so they may have some alternatives. I'm going to reach out there to Kathy and Michael and kind of find out what their booking status is like, to see if they can possibly accept folks that may need a room. So let me get on that right now for you. Okay, so I'm going to get that question answered for you because some folks have been saying, is there room in the inn? Do we have do you have space since the hotel does have power? Can we go there? So that is not a public shelter by any means, but I'm sure that they can help you out and get you booked in there if you need it. Oh, so there's one of our county trucks. If you see that on your screen, let's see if he's turning. Nope, he's going to go right down here. There he goes. Did I get him in time? Think so. But anyway, he saw one of our Humvees. I think that may be the town of Linden's. They're out trying to clear some of the roads in the town of Linden. So there is some activity out there. There are some folks trying to do some things. Looks like, let me pull that other camera back up. Looks like we may have another truck coming through, maybe one to help to keep things clear, keeping the roads clear. But the best advice is going to be to stay home. They have the added complication right now, folks, of these ice. And here's another thing because this actually happened to me just a few days ago. And that was coming through an area that had recently had storm damage. And this was on the interstate. This was just outside of Murfreesboro. That I ran into a situation where a tree fell nearly on my car as I'm driving down the road. So that's another thing to think about, is that a tree could fall while you're just driving down the road. And it'll happen quickly, and it could really hurt. So that's another thing to consider as you're out traveling, is that even though the road may be okay, if that tree decides to come down without you knowing it, what kind of situation is that going to put you in? So another thing to think about there. Carroll County, Vicki checking in from Carroll County, letting us know they're in the same situation. No power this morning. And Wade saying nothing on 412 West either. That's right. It's going to be widespread power outages and for a little while, because we still have these conditions going on. And I'm so glad that at least we do have a couple of different cameras to show you here, because this is the area that still has power. We were trying to check in with a couple of other locations earlier, and it had already gone out. So now we're in backup mode. We're in emergency mode for a lot of our communities right now. And I'm looking outside right now at our studios. That sleet, or that freezing rain, folks, the rain's just still falling. It's still gathering. Everything is coated, every surface, every tree branch. We're going to try to walk around outside. What was some pretty beautiful, fluffy snow about this time yesterday morning, it's now just an icy mess. It's difficult to walk in. It's not fun to get stuck in. And we are basically in the warmest part of the day right now. From here, cold air begins to rush in, and we are going to get down to single digits tonight. That much I know. And we're going to have single digits for the next few nights. So that's why I want you to think about those emergency plans. So here at the bottom of the hour, we're going to go ahead and do one of those resets that I was talking about, where we kind of let you know the very latest as I know it. And we welcome all of you watching. Please do share this. If you're watching, streaming along with us right now, will you share this out with folks? Because I want them to know that they have this line open, that we are here to communicate with them. Let's talk about shelters first. If you're in Hickman County, you have shelters open right now. It's difficult to get to them, but there are shelters open. If you need a list of those, you can go to WNKXLive.com from your phone, WNKXLIVE.com. This is my simulation of a phone. And the top article, the very first thing, is that list of closures, of course, but also in there are going to be the shelter information. If there is something you don't understand about the shelters, if you need extra help, call the emergency management office, because they are on duty right now. Believe me, I was just talking to Sarah a second ago. They are fully staffed and running on all cylinders right now, not only to coordinate getting things to those shelters, but getting people to those shelters. So if you need that help in Hickman County, that's where you go. In Perry County, we're aware of 3 shelters, and if there are any more that you're aware of, please let me know in the comments if you know it for sure that that church may be open, that they have generator power, things like that. But the 3 that we know for sure right now are going to be the Perry County 911 building on Venture Drive, also the Public Works building in Lobelville, and finally our studios here in Pineview at the intersection of Highway 438 West and Lick Creek Road, right here in the middle of Pineview near Toms Creek, the old school. So those are our studios. So we do have some space here that is heated and we do have a generator, so we'll take care of you as best we can. Again, we're not experts at that, but we're going to do what we can do, okay? We've had a lot of help from our Pineview Volunteer Fire Department and some other resources to bring all that together for you. If you're watching us in Lewis County, they also have shelters open, and you can contact the Lewis County Emergency Management Office or the non-emergency number of the Sheriff's Department if you need details on where to go. So who needs to be going to a shelter? If you don't have a secondary source of heat in your home, if you don't have a fireplace, you don't have firewood, you don't have natural gas, propane, you don't have anything else other than electricity to heat your home, you need to be thinking about where you can go, whether that be with a neighbor who does have some of those resources. But if you don't have anyone nearby, you don't immediately have that place that you can think of, I want you to think about one of those community shelters. That way you're at least around people. We can get the emergency services know these places are open and that people are here. There's resources available there. We'll try our best to feed you, things like that, okay? Bring things with you to your shelter location if you're going to be sheltering right now. And so think about medication that you may need over the next couple of days, a change of clothes, a pillow, a blanket, because a lot of these, we need to be thinking about this right now, and you're like, well, gosh, it's not even 9 o'clock in the morning. I know, I understand. But the reason why I want you to think about it right now is because you're not going to be alone in this situation. There are going to be other people in the community that are looking for the same thing. It's going to take time to reach people. If you have a side-by-side and you think, well, I can get out. I can probably get to one of these places. Okay, be careful, not advised. But you're going to have some time to think through this. So make good use of our daylight hours while we have it. I'm glad to have you here. I'm sorry it's under these circumstances, folks. But that's what we're here to do is your local radio station. We appreciate what we're here to do is your local radio station. We appreciate those who support us in our broadcasting efforts throughout the year, because this is what we're here to do, is be here for you in times of need like this one. All right, so lots of airport road trees down, they're saying. Mary Lee letting us know all the way down to the hospital. Lots of trees down there. Lachelle saying lots of trees on Highway 13 near the Wayne County. Oh, I bet. Yeah. The Wayne County line in Flatwoods. Beautiful area. Lots of big old trees. And she's saying that you can't get through to dispatch. And that's one thing, and Lachelle, I'm glad you bring that up. Dispatch is very busy. They only have 2 people right now. I can only speak to Perry County, but we did a segment with them. So they've that particular dispatch only has a couple of people right now answering those calls, so it may take a moment for you to reach them, but do pass along that information to them when we can. All right, I want to bring in someone who I know a lot of folks in Hickman County want to hear from right now. That's my good friend Sarah at the Hickman County Emergency Management Agency. She's very busy. She's carving out a moment for us. Thank you for joining us. Give us the latest. Tell us what do you feel like the status of the county is? What's your estimate on what actually has power right now, and what do you want folks to know at this hour, Sarah?
Well, I'll start with what I want folks to know right now. Dispatch is slammed with phone calls. We understand that there's a lot of trees down right now, power lines that are being pulled down. We're trying to make sure that we've got pretty much every fire department in the county is out trying to clear. I have a state trooper here right now grabbing a chainsaw. He's trying to help us out, make sure that our roads are clear enough for emergency crews to get through, and make sure that our ambulances can get through. We do have power outages. The last number I saw, we had about 2,500 that were without power. Crews are out there working. They showed up to one fallen tree that we were at. They're out there working diligently. We've got a lot of great people here in Hickman County really pulling together.
Yeah,
so,
and it sounds like this that it shows. And we were talking about that here on our side as well, is the challenges, even before the electric crews can begin their work, it's clearing these trees that's going to be the big problem. Is it all hands on deck right now with trees? Do you feel like you're making some progress, or do you get one cleared and here comes another one coming down? How do you view the roads when it comes to terms of trees right now? From
my perspective, which I have been out there a little bit, my perspective, they're continuously falling because, what's happening, they're getting heavy, that cold wind is blowing, and these trees just can't take it.
Yeah.
So it's going to happen. A lot of people are talking about, they hear these explosions. So the ice on the roads, being able to take care of our individuals who are without power, especially those who have medical conditions, those are major concerns of ours. And so for us to be able to accomplish our mission of keeping them safe, we do have to get these trees at least out of the road so that we can get to them.
And folks, if you're joining us just now, we're talking with Sarah with the Hickman County Emergency Management Agency, as they are all hands on deck trying to help the community this hour. I won't keep you much longer, but I want to talk to you about shelters, because I think there are a lot of people who may have been hesitant and delayed. And look, I understand. You never know the right time, and sometimes you'll go to a shelter and it ends up being nothing. So I understand some of the natural hesitation. But now we're in a place where not only is it people are going to realize how cold it's going to get, and we're dealing with power outages, but now the challenge of actually getting people to these shelters. So let's say that you have a scenario where you have someone in your community that has no alternative source of heat, no fireplace, no propane, nothing. What do they need to be thinking about right now? What do they need to be doing? And can they reach out to you to possibly try to work out some logistics to get to a shelter?
Well, there is a phone number that they can call. It's on our Facebook page. We have kind of we've had to slow down a little bit in picking people up. This was initially for essential workers, and then also if you had a loved one you wanted to check on. But we have 2 phone numbers that are listed. You can reference the Hickman County Emergency Management Agency Facebook page, but the numbers, I'll give them to you real quick. 931-329-0474, and the other one is 931-329-0511. Now, I understand that these 2 individuals that are taking these phone calls, they are volunteers for EMA, and they are actually without power themselves right now. So be very patient. They will get your call, and they are answering the phone, but if something happens where the internet goes down. But I would like for people to kind of plan now, if my power goes out, how am I going to handle it? Is there a neighbor that I can go to for a little while? I would rather a person without heat or anything. If everybody's together, that's going to make them safer. Make sure that you have your medication with you, anything that you might need for a few days. And that's just planning for worst case scenario, right? We are working really hard to make sure that it doesn't get to that point. When and if it does, we will be putting information out on the Hickman County Emergency Management Agency page, and we will be getting our volunteers out there to assist. We will be delayed in getting there. Roads are bad, and we do have to be safe. So just keep that in mind. But we are going to do everything in our power to keep everyone safe.
Well, this has been an incredible year so far, or incredible past few months for your agency and everything that you are doing on a daily basis to try to plan for times just like this. And now all that planning that you guys do and you work hard, it's kicking into action. It sounds like you have your operations in motion just like they should be. Please feel free to call me, text me at any point, anything you need to do. We're live across various social media pages, so we're getting the message out there. I know that you're doing the same. So thank you for the work you're doing, and anything else that comes up, please let us know.
Thank you so much. Y'all have a really great day, week, and stay safe and warm.
Thank you for your time today. You too.
All right, bye.
All right, everybody. So that was Sarah Stewart with the Hickman County Emergency Management Agency. We appreciate them taking a time for us. So you're saying to yourself, possibly, hey, Will, you've been leaving this one picture up for a while. What happened to the camera in downtown Linden? I think we're out of power. We've lost both of our cameras now in downtown Linden, and so we may now not have electricity there, which means if that's the case, because they have those underground lines, that the problem may be beyond the substation level. What does that mean? Again, I don't have this verified, so I probably shouldn't even be saying it, but what that could mean is like you have a larger line, like a TVA line down. So we're going to see how widespread that is. If you're watching, if you're in downtown Linden and if you've had power up until the past 20 minutes and now you're out, let me know. So that way I can verify that. Because the only way that I really have to judge that right now is by going the fact that we just lost all of our cameras in downtown Linden. So that's what that would tell me. Okay. Hey, Stephanie has some good information that I want to read along to you. This is Stephanie Mooney. And she's helping us out with some Decatur County information. So I want to pass this along. And Stephanie, thank you for this. Warming centers in Decatur County, the Rescue Squad building on East Main Street in Parsons, the Bath Springs Community Center, that's on Highway 114 West in Bath Springs. Both are open tonight. The Scotts Hill Senior Center at Highway 114 South in Scotts Hill is open. We're being told, and this is what Stephanie, our neighbor, passing this along, women and children will be sheltered at First Methodist Church in Jackson. Men and children can be sheltered at the TR White Sportsplex on Hayes Drive in Jackson. And so that moves kind of more towards the Jackson area. But I know that some of you, especially on the WOPC side, we have some neighbors that are watching this stream along with us here today. And so there are warming centers there in Decatur County Rescue Squad building at 690 East Main Street in Parsons, and the Bath Springs Community Center on Highway 114 West. Thank you, Stephanie, for that information. As we continue our live coverage here this afternoon, or this morning, it feels like afternoon because I know many of us have been up all night. I think I started talking to a lot of my neighbors at about, 3:30 this morning of the anxiety kicking in. You heard the rain falling overnight, and I remember about 4 o'clock thinking, oh man, I'm so glad we still have power. And then that all changed for us out here in Pineview at our studios at about 5:30 this morning. So here we are. Take a deep breath. We'll get through this. We're going to think about the hours ahead. So we've talked about prepare and putting certain plans into action. And so now's the time for us to do that, is to go ahead. And if you have a relative, a friend that is in a building that has no secondary source of heat, I want you to think about those folks as top priority right now. And if you're hanging out with your family and you're around the fireplace and you're like, I've got enough firewood for a couple of days. Okay, that's a good place to be. Open up those old cans of beef stew that you've kept in the back of the cupboard and get into your snacks. You're going to be okay. We're going to work through this. It's the folks that don't have that secondary source that we're most concerned with. And you heard some of that there with Sarah talking about the plans underway in Hickman County to try to go ahead and get volunteers to some of those people. But we're all going to run into the same challenges right now, which is trees down everywhere. Ambulances can only go so far until they're encountering a tree. Power crews can only go so far until they're encountering a tree as well. So that's a universal frustration for so many people right now that are dealing with that. I'm going to take a break for just a moment. I'm going to put up a banner here, a little graphic that says that we are taking a break, so that way you know. Why don't you, if you've been streaming and you want to give your phone a break, I'm going to rejoin you at the top of the hour, and we will have some more of this coverage. I'm going to go ahead and put this banner up and let you know that we're going to rejoin our conversation here at the top of the hour while I restock on batteries and take a drink and some things like that, and make sure our heat is going here in the studios as well. Okay, so any information that you have, community information about shelters or road conditions, or specifically when I talk road conditions, let's talk about trees down. So if you're aware of like a major highway blockage or something around your house, go ahead and let me know. And then we'll be back with our coverage here in just a moment. So stay with us. Our coverage will continue here on your local radio stations, and we'll be back momentarily. All right, folks, welcome back. I know that the music doesn't match the moment. A little bit too friendly elevator-ish for me, I know, but that's all we had in the system, so I apologize. That is, that's what I had. I just wanted to put something on because if I don't, you'll say, oh, I want the audio working. So I want to let you know that we're there. Sorry, I've been running outside the building. We have some folks who are trying to coordinate some things. As not only are we the studio hanging out here with us right now, but we're also trying to be an emergency shelter for some of our neighbors in need at this hour. So we're coordinating that. Just got some new information that's about to come out from Meriwether-Lewis Electric Cooperative. This is their best estimate right now, but that is 13,500 customers without power across their 5-county service area. So that is a lot of folks that are down right now without electricity. So please be patient, and this is still going on. I welcome you back to our coverage here as we do our best to bring you what we're seeing, what we know. And right now we have a very icy camera as we look there at Savannah, Tennessee. I'm working to bring back on because we did lose them for a little while, but I think we can get them back. We're going to try to bring back our downtown Linden cameras and reconnect to them. So if we can do that, it looks like we may have just done that. I'm going to try and bring those back to you. So let's see if we can't take that picture there of downtown. Yeah, so this is downtown Linden. You can see that it has come back to life, and that's good. Glad to see that. Give me just a moment here, folks, as we kind of recalibrate and get some new information. We're at the top of the hour, so what I'm going to do is try to join you at the top and bottom of every hour with the very latest that we know. So that is the headline to start this hour's of coverage, is the fact that more than 13,000 customers, that's not just individual people, that is customers that are without power right now. Give me just a moment, and let me get some new information here, and we'll be with you shortly. Our coverage continues here on WOPC, WNKX at Access Tennessee, as we're joining you from a frosty and kind of miserable time right now. I want to take you back downtown Linden because we do have some of our cameras that are trying to work. They've gone in and out as the power goes in and out. Not only power, but connectivity. It's just a challenge for so many of us right now. But I want to welcome you back to our coverage. Do me a favor if you can, even though I know that we've had this stream going on now for quite a while. What I'd like for you to do is please share this so that way we can let others know this information as we are trying to work to bring you the very latest directly from the people who are in charge of these emergencies in our community. So we're hearing from emergency managers in Perry and Hickman and Lewis County and some of our surrounding areas right now. And as we get verified information into you, we're going to bring that to you, okay? Hope that you're staying warm. Hope that you're safe right now. Unfortunately, we do still have some of the the icing rain, I should say. It's been a long night. We still have some of that freezing rain, that's the term I'm looking for, falling across our area right now. And that has led to widespread power outages and numerous trees down. At this point, the counties are still trying to get a hold of just how many trees are down and to get crews to those areas. So you have county crews, you have volunteers, you even have firefighters. A moment ago, we were talking with Hickman County EMA that says they have their volunteer fire departments and volunteers that are out trying to do what they can to clear some of those roads, because that's the first step in all of this, getting some of these trees out of the way. Then your power crews can come in and start working. Then your ambulances and deputies can run as they're trying to get to some of these places, because we're listening. And we know that they're encountering some places where they'll try to get to somebody in need, and they are stopped just because they've run into an area where the trees are down to the point that they can't reach somebody. So that's the challenge. And by the way, that challenge is ongoing because the freezing rain is still falling right now. And that's going to be an issue for the good part of this morning, because we're still accumulating the problem that is affecting so many of us right now. Let me know where you are watching from and how you are doing at this hour, and let us know in the comments. Every now and then you'll hear my mic pause, and that is just because I'm working to get some new information for you. I can tell you that our emergency crews in every county are working overtime. They are well aware of what's going on, and they are doing their best to prioritize emergencies and get to the people that are having things like medical emergencies right now, because we still have those things taking place, even though that we have these terrible conditions. We're hearing from from our neighbors here this afternoon. Our good friend, Brother Jim Kane, just sent me a message here, and I want to relay kind of what he's telling us. Jim Kane lives in Perry County. He's showing me some pictures. I'll see if I can internalize with these in the system here. Basically, he's showing me one of these pine trees. Earlier, if you were with us, we were talking about anything that's got needles and leaves right now. So your cedar trees, your pine trees, those are going to be just problem areas. Don't be anywhere near a pine tree. That's something I want you to think about. If you're in a home that's under a bunch of these pine trees, you need to think about going somewhere else if you can. Those things are getting way down. I'm getting pictures all morning of pine trees coming down. They're weak trees to begin with. Put all this ice on it, they're coming down into homes. So please be careful. But Brother Jim Kane here saying, don't even worry about coming down 438 towards Mousetail. Can't happen. So many trees, limbs down. The roads are slick. And it sounds like Armageddon to hear these popping trees, limbs, and the trees falling. So he's hearing those transformers go. He's hearing these branches pop, falling onto the power lines. And in his case, entire trees, and I know you can't see that, folks, at home, but entire trees coming into his house. I hate to hear that, and that does look gnarly. And it's something, Brother Jim, that we're dealing right along with you. I just had a neighbor pull up just a second ago because he saw that our awnings had fallen onto our vehicles, and I'm like, that's what it is right now. That's the worst. At least we're all okay. The building is okay. A little awning can be rebuilt. So, but please, if you have a second and you're watching right now, do me a favor and share this live stream out, so that way we can make sure that everybody in our area knows where to get this information. Also, for those of you just joining us here, I'm going to pop on at the top and bottom of every hour right now, and we will give you updates. And I'm going to actually update the graphic here to kind of let you know, because it gives us a chance to check on the shelter operations here, make sure that we're good to go, but it also gives me a chance to get new information into our building, so that way we can get it out to you. Communications are happening. They're difficult. Most cell phones still working, but I want you to preserve your cell battery right now. If that's the only way you're watching me right now on an iPad and you don't have another way to charge that if it goes out, or at least charge it easily, This is my way of saying we want to try to help you preserve that battery, okay? So the top and the bottom of every hour, we'll come on for about 5 minutes and let you know the very latest. So with that in mind, I'm going to step back away. Those are the headlines at this hour. MLEC reporting more than 13,000 customers without power. That number is going to grow. I would imagine that's just their best estimate right now of what their systems tell them. And those are customers, not individuals. Individuals, it's much more than that. But those are just 13,000 individual customers that they have without power. So think of all the folks you got in your household that, and multiply that so you see how many people this is affecting right now. Want to let you know also about the emergency shelter information. You can find those lists if you're in Hickman County on the Emergency Management Facebook page, but you can also go to WNKXLive.com. We have it all there for you. Carlin's been doing a great job cataloging that. You can also, in Perry County, go to WOPCLive.com, and we have a running list of all the shelter information that we have and the very latest community information. So do your best to stay off the roads. Be careful right now. Take your time. We're going to take a quick break. Here it is, just about 10 minutes past the hour, so we're going to take a quick break, and I will resume my coverage with you at the bottom of the hour here in just less than 20 minutes. So stay with us here on Access Tennessee. Our live coverage continues here on WOPC, WMAK, at our local stations here. I'm Will Nunley at our studios in Pineview, where, like you, we are on generator power. We're going through our backup sources. We're doing all we can to kind of stay warm and stay on the air with you, and that's what we are doing right now. I'm going to be coming on at the top and bottom of every hour to give you the latest information that we know. Gives us a chance kind of in these times in between to gather new information and to also make sure that we are reset and ready to go with our coverage. We still have some of the freezing rain continuing to fall here across our area. We're getting updates from a lot of our emergency medical services, from our sheriff's departments, from our emergency planners, and we're compiling all of that, talking with those folks, keeping you updated of that information as it comes into us. That is our job. I want to start you here in the Perry, Lewis, Hickman County area, okay, because we have what's being described to me as just an overwhelming amount of trees that are falling right now. In a lot of cases, even like what we've experienced here in our studios, we've had trees that have fallen on, our building a little bit, fallen onto our cars, things like that. I'm sure you're seeing, if you're not dealing with that yourself, you're seeing it maybe around your neighborhood or around with your neighbors. So we have that happening. But all these trees, of course, along the highway, lots of these big trees are falling as well. And they're still being weighed down by the weight of this ice storm. And so that is causing a lot of problems with not only our power crews, but medical crews, with our deputies that are all trying to get to these areas and assist. So that's what we have going on right now. If you're wondering how long some of these power outages are going to be, it's going to be a while. I can tell you that, first of all. But second of all, if you are in one of the towns, so let's say that you're in downtown Linden, if you're in downtown Hohenwald, some of these places will probably be brought online first when they're able to. Even there's some places that still have electricity right now. So if you're watching us, maybe you're watching us on the Access Tennessee app on Roku. Thank you for joining us. So if you have power, you're one of the lucky ones, because as soon as you get just a block or two out of these downtown areas, that's when the power outages begin. That's when the communications problems begin. And this is the time really to check on your neighbors, especially if you have a neighbor that may not have a secondary source of heat. And we're going to talk more about that in just a moment. 13,000 plus customers is what Meriwether Lewis says are without power in their service area, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative. Those are just customers. We expect that number to rise. So that could be an issue in the coming hours as well. You're looking at a live picture there of downtown Linden, and you're saying, oh, does that mean it's melting? I still see what looks like, maybe melt and rain there. Nope, it's just more rain. That you're seeing some of the treated roads, and that's a promising view there, that you have those treated roads, but that is the exception, not the norm, because that you're looking at Highway 412 there, a state highway. And as soon as you get out of that area, it starts to get messy. Here's another view. We'll bring this one in. This camera goes offline sometimes. We were watching this one earlier today, and we would see the flashes in the background of some of these transformers that were giving out. And we could see that green flash of light. And a lot of that is stopped now because a lot of these lines are not energized. The power's out in so many places that a lot of those lines are not energized. So a few cars still able to get around on some of these larger highways, but as soon as you get off of those is where the trouble starts. And again, you could be getting into a situation where you get a tree down. If you don't have a chainsaw in your car, or you don't have the ability to then start clearing trees, you're going to have to turn around and hope that you can get back out of wherever you were coming from. So travel is just absolutely not advised right now. I want to check in on some of the comments, and we have lots of neighbors checking in, Mayberry, Prong Road, and everywhere in between, letting us know that they are without power. They were telling me earlier that downtown Parsons, it's flickered a couple of times for some folks. So let me know what you're seeing where you are. But really, as soon as you get out of these immediate kind of downtown areas is when the problem really starts for us. And that is the scene that has started to develop this morning, and the scene for us. We're going to be with this for a while, because I want to refresh you and prepare you for, again, what's happening in the hours ahead. Is the temperatures are going to drop throughout this afternoon and earlier in tonight. And they're going to drop down to single digits for a lot of these areas. So please be prepared for that and how dangerous that's going to be. make sure that you have a plan in place. If you have electricity right now and you're thankful and everything's going good, what's your plan if that goes out? Do you have a secondary source of heat ready? Right now, emergency services says if if you cannot get through to them, be patient, but make sure you're only calling about a life-threatening emergency. If there's a tree down in the road, maybe call the non-emergency number, relay it to them if you can. If you are in an area that does not have good cell phone service and you are trying to get out, and maybe you have Wi-Fi service right now, you can use Wi-Fi calling, or you can text. Don't forget, you can text 911 in Perry County if you need them. Some of our surrounding counties also have that feature. Most of them, I believe, do, but that's another thing to consider. If you're able to text with a relative right now and they can't really get out very well, they can't communicate very well, texting 911 is a resource if it is a life-threatening emergency only, okay? So that's really the update. I promised not to take up too much of your time with these updates. I just want to check in with you, let you know what we know. That's where we are. We still have the same amount of outages we're tracking. We do not have any restoration information to pass along to you. But as soon as we do, we will let you know. I'm going to hop off here, save your battery strength on your phones, and we'll be streaming with you in just a little bit later. Let your friends and family know that we'll be updating them like this at the top and bottom of every hour.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Josh Copley with WNKX reporting from Lyles, Tennessee on the eastern side of Hickman County on this Sunday morning. And last night we had a lot of freezing rain, and if you look around, all these trees are glazed over with ice, and they're actually being weighted down because of how heavy the ice is. And you can see right here, there's actually a tree that fell on the road, and someone was actually able to drive through not all that long ago and was able to cut it up. Now, these roads are very, very slushy because of the rain. It's an absolute mess out here. Once again, I don't encourage travel on these back roads. Stay inside unless you absolutely have to get out. I know there are a lot of power outages being reported all around the county and frankly all around the middle and western Tennessee areas. So I encourage you all to stay safe out there and find ways to stay warm if you have lost power. I've been Josh Copley with WNKX.
right, we're going to pause our groovy tune there for a moment, folks, and continue our coverage here this afternoon. I'm Will Dudley at our studios here in southern Middle Tennessee. We welcome all of you watching across Facebook and YouTube and our app at the Access Tennessee Roku app as well. We know we've got a lot of folks checking in and on us, checking in with us here, excuse me. I'm half delirious at this point, as I'm sure many of you are out there. Our day started about 5 a.m. when the power went out here. We're on backup power, and luckily, and we're hoping it lasts, so we may have to take breaks every now and then to give our generator a break and to refuel and keep things going. But your local radio station, your local broadcasters are here. We're right by your side to keep you as informed as we can with everything we know. So what I'm doing is coming on at the top and bottom of every hour so that way you can give your phones a break. You don't have to stream us 24/7. Just know that you can, if you want an update, find this page if we're still live. Top and bottom of the hour, watch us and we'll get you updated. Okay, so we're still looking at nearly 14,000 outages across the MLEC system, and that number is expected to grow as we still have freezing rain conditions continuing across our viewing area. And as you've been seeing the shots we have here from downtown Linden as the rain continues to fall, and that is building up ice on every tree, every surface, and just absolutely freezing us in place. Travel is not advised at all. We do have some of our state highways that the road crews have been doing a great job of getting those maintained and cleared. But what needs to happen, and this is what the deputies are telling me over and over at this point, is those roads need to be kept clear for the emergencies that are happening. Because we have instances where trees are falling onto homes. Sometimes those trees are falling onto homes and then sparking a fire. And so they have to be able to get to these areas. And if there's everybody's out joyriding, having a good time, it just adds extra frustration and extra danger to the roads as well. So don't just think about having a good time. Think about everything else that everybody's going through right now. And I'm sure you are. But I just want to also remember all the different things that are at play here right now. We have been getting updates from our emergency managers in Hickman County. Sarah is telling us that they are very, very busy, that dispatchers are quite overwhelmed, dealing with a lot of different calls, and they're trying their best to make sure that they are answering those calls for service and prioritizing, again, in situations like this, who has the most urgent need. Please don't call 911 just to report a tree down or that your power's out. If you have a power outage, report that to MLEC or your local provider. Your dispatchers do not have any kind of special cool information to be able to tell you anything different than the power company may be able to tell you. I do want to pass this along because this is new this hour. It's coming out from Perry County 911, letting us know that their non-emergency lines are down. There are still some ways to call. So if you are wanting to report a tree down covering a highway, something that is important but maybe not life and death, get out a pen or open your notes on your phone right now because I want to give you a couple of notes. And by the way, if you missed this, it's posted on our WOPC Facebook page. But I want to give you some numbers here. 931-209-5094. That's one of the phone numbers you can call. I'm going to give you another one here. This is the dispatch cell. So they've got a backup cell phone there in the actual dispatch center. But again, there's only like 2 or 3 people answering all these calls. So please be patient and please only call if there's an emergency. 931-279-1374. So you have that as an alternative as well for Perry County 911. Meanwhile, how are things looking in the forecast? Folks, I want you to get ready for dangerously cold weather that is going to start to develop in the afternoon hours and plunging us into single-digit temperatures tonight. And what I'm doing is kind of scanning right now over just some of the reports that are coming in throughout our coverage area and beyond. And we're just getting some incredible measurements of ice on trees, power lines, everything. We have been getting updates from Ascension St. Thomas Hickman Hospital, letting us know that their operations are continuing and that they're doing the best they can. We have reached out. Our Perry Community Hospital doesn't communicate with us, and we have reached out trying to get some information from them. we will let you know if they do. But sometimes that's been very difficult to get information from that particular group. So if we can get some more information to pass along to you, we absolutely will. But right now, operations are continuing as normal at Ascension St. Thomas Hickman Hospital. We've been getting regular updates from them, as well as the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative this hour. A lot of our EMAs are checking in with us as well, but the story is very similar across all of our counties right now, which is they're still trying to assess just how much damage has been done. When we talk about that, we mean trees down on power lines, relaying that to the utilities, making sure roads are clear again to try to get that information to road crews who can then tackle those in spots. You know, if you're feeling antsy, wanting to get out of the house, and you've got a chainsaw, look down your road. Don't really have to travel anywhere, because chances are you're going to see a tree down in your own road. So if you could safely do that and want to pitch in, I'm sure your neighbors would appreciate that, and so would some of these overwhelmed emergency services right now. We are here with you through the storm. We're going to continue our coverage just as long as we're able to. So as long as we have communications, as long as our electricity's up, we're going to be right here with you. Let me know anything that I need to know in the chat. We are watching that, and Daphne saying several trees down on, looks like Pin Oaks Lane. I'm hearing that. Beverly Avenue, you know where that is in Hohenwald? Joe? Beverly Avenue? Familiar with that? Is that in town? Yeah, so Beverly Avenue in Hohenwald, absolute mess, they say, with trees down and no power. So, yeah. And that's, again, that's a repeated scenario really across the area. We're going to regroup, keep getting the new information in. I told you I'll just keep these updates as quick as I could at the top and bottom of every hour. So give your phones a break. When you want to know something, you want to check in with us, we'll be right here at the top and bottom of every hour, okay? Stay with us right here on Access Tennessee and this local radio station.